All right, the people of the state are group stalking in the path. These are demons that are living along this hillside, creating ongoing audible activity as I walk downstairs. And you're aware of their demon possession and their intentional activity creation because the light source is directly over my head. And this is engineered light, not sunlight, that's appearing underneath the structure onto the grounds, which is light activity for presence of group stalkers who are also engaged in state terrorism. And you also know that because the light source that's directly over my head is not maintaining joint presence over the Fontana Lewis Library at 8437 Sierra Avenue, for example, where the entity is maintaining a light source not only at the same time but for the duration of the day. In addition to that, even as you analyze the crime scene here, this same apartment building I am inside of at 7 in the evening, and you're still looking at what would never be the sun, but nonetheless a light source, speaking to criminal conduct by the people of the state who are living at the hillside, engaged in group stalking with the entity that is also documented group stalking in helicopter. This is state terrorism at Alvarado Gardens. The light source is also captured. Let me look at this demon that's crossing path while they listen to me document. Driving by 1826, and that's the demons that are group stalking. You see engineer light moving across their vehicles while they're driving in through the parking lot. That's the same exact criminal conduct, and all the people of the state are engaged in state surveillance. That's criminal presence. That's a demon that's targeting me. And you also know that because the light source, which is not possibly the sun, as I was stating, is remaining same exact location at 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It would be at the same position. My apartment is apartment number 6, right above here, and the entity has this light source at the same exact location over my head as I step outside and capture multiple videos of the demon-possessed agency, LAPD, flying around, and the entity's maintaining a light source right here as late as 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, which is not the sun. It's also not the sun because this is the same hillside where I'm documenting a sunrise. Over all of this population is going to be prosecuted for engaging in state surveillance with impunity, violent sex offenders in doing so. It is currently 11:16 a.m. This is P.O.C. It's also a prosecution for what is workplace terrorism. And the whole population is going to be prosecuted for that. And speaker companies' pockets are going to be drained for that, okay? And like I said, speaker companies is not going to survive. It is, again, 11:16 a.m. This is engineered light for the convenience of group stalkers that are living at a crime scene. Everybody's going to federal prison here. Everyone. They're violent sex offenders engaging in that criminal system. You're looking at what is engineered light. Look at the covered structure above, and then you're looking at the light that's peering underneath a structure. That's entirely impossible. That is synonymous with what is recognizing demons who are in your path, maintaining criminal presence, keeping you under surveillance. They're group stalking you, and they're also engaged in federal stalking on the video of the internet. So these demons are also monitoring the ongoing documentation, which is serving for what is enhancing their time in federal prison, because every step of the way that they continuously engaged in this criminal system, they were fully doing so with the ongoing purpose, which is criminal. While you're engaged in state terrorism, you also don't want to be seen as a terrorist that continues to engage in that criminal act as a government, in the shoes of the government, with knowledge and the intent to further threaten and terrorize and sexually violate, which is exactly what the entity has been documented systematically engaging in. And they're doing so in concert with the entity that is surrounding in relevant position. That's the traffic, that's the presence along the hillside, that's the audible activity of all those in relevant position along the hillside, coming onto the grounds of the Alvarado Gardens property. As I've shown you, the ongoing criminal facilitation, and those that live at the crime scene are going to suffer the consequences for engaging in that criminal conspiracy to keep an American citizen under surveillance. No sunlight is reaching underneath structures like that. That's reaching to the front of their doors. You're understanding what is immediate presence of the light source, which is not even the sun, nor is that sunlight. You're remembering the flashing of light that's appearing on the inside of my apartment, on my ceilings, engaged in real-time dynamic light is moving along the ceilings, and then you're supposed to forget that and think that this is sunlight. No, it's not. It's clearly the pattern of conduct, and as I continuously document this setting, as I continuously document criminal presence, by the way, you can't avoid that when you're living at the crime scene, and that malice is what they're going to be prosecuted by, okay? It's not legally relevant, the fact that you can't move out soon enough because you have to follow that's legally irrelevant, not the target individual's concern, because you never should have engaged in state surveillance in the first place, and you will prosecute for that malice because you're ceaselessly engaging in what is an unlawful threat, physical safety, and overall well-being. This is a demon that's stalking in the path, keeping their back to you. Malice and impunity. And James Young is going to federal prison. P.O.C.